Hello, I'm Eros and I'm here to show you how I made this Gatito blade out of EVA foam. I started off with printing out the pattern I made, which is available for free. The link for it will be in the description of this video. This pattern will make a dagger roughly 10 inches or 27 centimeters long, and the handle should fit in your hand comfortably. If you're unsure if this prop would fit in your hand, you can check with the pattern by just placing it down and see if your hand fits inside. But if you need one a different size, or if the handle seems too small or too big for your hand, you can change the size using a program like Adobe Acrobat Reader. This project is made entirely out of 4mm EVA foam, and it's actually great to use any scrap foam you have since a lot of the pieces are pretty small. If you want to maximize your efficiency with your foam, I recommend to put some of the templates inside of part 0. After I have all the foam pieces cut out, I'm ready to start assembling. One important note. Now, part 12 and 11 may look like they have a flat bottom, but they actually are angled. This is important as these pieces are the top and bottom of the dagger head, which are curved, and gluing this uneven base together will help achieve that curve for the prop. There are also parts that have notches cut out of them. These edges will need to be glued together. This is important because gluing the parts together like this instead of leaving as a whole piece will help create the curves and shape out the headpiece. For part 10, there is one edge that's marked to bevel 45 degrees. I use scissors for this instead of my rotary tool because it's so small and much easier to use scissors. Doing this cut will shape the head and make the snout, like shown. So now all the head pieces are ready for assembly. I use contact glue as the adhesive for the foam. Take your time making sure you have each part orientated the right way and follow the registration marks on the template. Following the pattern correctly, you should end up with a head shape that has a visible snout and even slight cheek puffs. Once the head is assembled, I use my Dremel to sand it down a bit. This will help smoothen any accidental unevenness with the seams. While my Dremel's out, I went ahead and beveled the edges of part 4. Parts 0, 2, 3, 5, and 13 will need to be rounded out on one side, leaving the other side flat. Now every piece is ready for assembly. Part 6 is the main grip. Glue in the notches on top and glue the side edges together to make the tube shape. You will need to eyeball where the ears and legs go. For the ears, make sure they are orientated correctly. One side of the ear will be noticeably rounder than the other. The straight edge sits on the inside and the round edge sits on the outside. For putting the pieces on the crossguard, there is a mark for the center on part 1 to help you out. The outside of the crossguard will need to be sanded down smooth as well. For the cat face, I mark the details with a marker first, and then using a wood burner, I etch in the details. There are these rings on the handle that goes around the grip. I made this using an embroidery thread, gluing it down with regular school glue. You could use EVA foam for this instead if you want, but the detail is really thin, so I found using the thread to be the most convincing. Once I'm finished with putting the prop together, I am ready to prime it with Plasti Dip before moving on to painting. I don't have any bronze paint, so I mixed gold and brown, which turned out pretty well. After painting, you can leave as is or add some weathering to your prop to finish it off. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. List of materials used and link to download this pattern for free is in the description below. Thank you for watching!